Alright, welcome back. Sorry about that. A little bit of... Oh, it did a song. Okay, so, hey, here's what I'm going to do. We're having some issues with Cyberpunk, and I'll run some details on it, but we'll actually just jump in and play a different game, and I'll change the title here in a second. So, yeah, that kind of stinks. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why. But what we'll go ahead and do is... what should we play? Let me see here. What do you think we should play? I'll have to update everything on YouTube once we decide on a game. And then I'll explain what is happening with Cyberpunk, and I'm not really sure what's causing it yet. I'll have to do some fiddling around and see. I think it might be a combination of things that are going on right now. But let me see here. I could play some more Ancient Cities like I played earlier today. Kind of like that game, so let's do that. Let's switch it up a little bit. I'm going to edit the so stand by. We're going to do an official Ancient Cities episode. I just need to update the So if you're just joining, had some issues with Cyberpunk, but I'll explain here in a minute. Once I get all this set up here. Okay. Get over here, game capture. Let's capture this game. Okay. Alright, so I'm actually going to hit continue because that music is really loud so that you guys can hear me here. And let me pause what's going on my village. So anyway, I rebooted because everything looked weird. If you had seen the initial little short stream that I didn't like how things were looking, so I decided to reboot the computer. Well, a bunch of things happened all at once. There was a Windows update. Obviously, there was a Cyberpunk update today. Cyberpunk was working fine before my reboot, but now after the reboot, it does not like being minimized, and it's crashing. But the weird thing is it only seemed to do that when I had OBS up. So I don't know. I'm going to play around with it tomorrow in the morning and see if I can replicate what's going on. I work in software support, so that kind of bugs me, that I'm not entirely certain that it's a Cyberpunk issue. I think it's a combination of a lot of things going on, but it might very well be a new issue has cropped up in Cyberpunk that's going to make it really difficult to stream. Because if I can't minimize the window, then I can't, OBS is tricky to control. So we'll see. I may have to set up some hotkeys and see what we do. But anyway, welcome to Frags of Beer Gaming, where we're going to play some Ancient Cities instead of Cyberpunk. So Ancient Cities is a city builder. I decided to start at 9999 BC, the Mesolithic era. We have what I'm calling 3-hut village right now, because this is how many huts are here with my Yenas tribe. And I played this earlier today for a couple hours, so you'll be able to see if you want to go look at the first look at this game stream that I did. So now I'm going to start time here and see what's going on with my tribe. Now we're in the fall, and I have found that certain food is seasonal. I had been collecting berries during the spring and summer months, but toward the end of summer into fall, the berries stopped coming in basically. And now in the fall we're collecting mushrooms. We're also collecting fish. So I think the food is seasonal. What is he upset about? You are famished and feeling sick. Well, do please go get some of the food that's just sitting there. Why don't you eat, you weirdo? The AI is hit or miss on this game. For the most part, the automation, because a lot of this stuff, you don't assign tasks to individuals like you do in a lot of games like this. You set things up and you can assign groups to do things like to fish or to gather fruits and vegetables, but you don't necessarily like click on this guy and say go build this house and click on this guy and say go do that thing. It's pretty much does that on its own based on what you sort of set up and the priority that you give things. So for example, if I build a storage area, which I'm not sure what I need for storage right now, but let's see here. If I were to build a storage area, I did it again. Let's build a storage area in a square here. And then I decide I want, so already they're going to come and start clearing this storage area. But then I have to decide what I want it to be for. And I think the only thing I'm not collecting over here is rose hips. So I'm going to say let's make this a rose hip collection area. And then my people, some of them are going to come over here and they're going to clear this patch of land. And they will automatically start collecting whatever is supposed to go in that particular storage area. Same with building. I'll just say, hey, you know, I want to build, you know, a hut here. They will, as long as the required materials are in our storage areas, they'll just start building the hut. I don't have to, you know, I don't have to tell them to do it. Alright, what are you upset about still? You just ate. He won't tell me. Can't hover over his little marker. I'm famished, I'm not feeling well. Okay, well, eat some more fish, buddy. You'll feel better, I promise. And I'm hoping that this will build up into, you know, further in the area. I kind of like this area I picked too, because as my village grows, as it gets bigger, I've got sort of this sort of river bend here to build everything in. And I like that. I like that area. It's also a very pretty game as far as like some of the distance graphics. When you get up close too, like the people are pretty well done. You know, there he is eating some fish. He's not angry anymore. Oh, I guess he is kind of still upset, and so's this chick. She's still upset. Well, eat something if you're famished. You're very hungry. Well, eat some food. There's plenty of it. And I don't know how you get more people. That's the only thing I haven't come across yet, but granted, I haven't even gone through a full year in game time. So I'm not entirely certain how that works. So I'm going to build another structure. There's a couple of structures over here. I've already built a well. I've built a pelt tanner. I don't have a mill, which I'm going to go ahead and make a mill. And let's put this over by the fire. And we're also going to build an oven. And we're going to turn the door of the oven toward the fire. A little opening in our oven. So this is sort of my village's like central, central cooking, congregating area. This is where their campfire is, and their well is back here in their 3 houses. So let's speed up some time. I think the only thing I don't have is pelt storage. So I may have to set that up next. Because I have a feeling we're going to need that. And it's funny because I rebooted, but my stream preview doesn't look any better. So I don't know what it is. My internet may just be shoddy tonight. Really, really kind of disappointed that I had so much trouble getting Cyberpunk up and going. So I'm going to really have to look at that tomorrow and see what the issue might have been. See if it was me or the game, if it's my computer, or what's the different things going on in my computer. Alright, so now we're going to build another storage area. And we're going to designate this storage area for hide. It's the only one that we have not designated. So she's gathering wood. So they even get these backpack carry sort of contraptions. There's a word for it, and I can't for the life of me remember. But see, she's carrying that log, or he's carrying that log on this rack on his back, which is kind of cool. Let's go ahead and speed up time a bit here. If you're hungry, get some food. Wait a minute. Did somebody... Hold on. I didn't have an old woman in this spot previously. You're not feeling well, you should probably eat something. Why is she not feeling well? Malnutrition, sick from lack of food. Okay, so she's sick from lack of food. How could they be sick from lack of food when we've got... Now we got some mushrooms. What are our groups doing? So we got four people gathering mushrooms and 5 people fishing. I would think that would be enough. She's the only one that's sick. Yeah, he's not feeling well either. So just answering somebody on the Twitters. Yeah, it's funny with the cyberpunk crashes and everything. I work for a software company in our software support and analytics department, and you'd be amazed how common bugs are. Like, they become more common, obviously, when you have a user base as large as a video game's user base. But buggy software releases are such a common thing that it amazes me that we don't see more of it. Like obviously, if you were to see like the support for any game, literally any game, any piece of software that's released, if you were to see the support metrics for that particular piece of software, you'd probably be blown away at the number of support tickets that go through. But then you get some that impact people, enough people that are public enough about the impact that it seems to be so much more. It's really interesting to see how that all plays out and how people react to it. So not a lot goes on. I'm wanting to see what happens when we get to the next year. I don't know if it's going to jump ahead a few years. Is it going to stay, is it going to go a year at a time? I don't know how it's going to do it. So we got some dried fish, we got some fish, some mushrooms. Nighttime, they all go in their little huts. They go get some food. She's feeling sick. She's sleeping. Who was the other one? He's feeling sick. Why aren't they eating? Still feeling sick. I don't understand. At least he's not feeling sick anymore. I mean, do we need to put another person on fishing? Like, we've got 32 dried fish. Maybe we need to put somebody else on mushroom gathering? I don't know. I feel like there's enough food. I just think the old lady is just not eating. Okay, so realistically, there's not much else to do right now. Oh, look at that. The leaves are starting to change. Okay. That's cool. Now, unlike Dawn of Man, I have not seen any animals yet. So I don't know if there's any hunting that can be done. Haven't run into that yet. The only real source of animal protein has been coming from fish. So I don't know if it just isn't implemented yet, or if we're still at the sort of pre-hunting phase of human evolution in this game, where our people have not yet figured out how to go after bigger animals. But we can harvest pelts, so that implies that there are animals out there to get pelts from. But you don't see them, not like in Dawn of Man where you actually see the animals walking around and you can go hunt them. You can actually, send hunters out to get them. I think I'm just going to let this keep rolling at high speed for now to see what we can get to. I'd like to see what happens in the next year in game. And she's still feeling sick. We got some people wandering. Oh, she's eating. Good. Still feeling sick though, that's unfortunate. Well, so far I haven't needed to build another hut, because we have not gathered any more people. I'm just gonna breeze on over here and see what I can see. So there's some different plants there. The ocean is just out that way. I don't know if we see anything when we get closer to the river. I mean, it looks pretty good. Bit of lag there for a second. For the most part, I'm getting like 100 frames, but it does show some spikes from time to time, especially when you rotate the camera. And we got snow again, late fall, I guess going into winter. It snowed a lot in the spring. What is that? Oh, some dude just set his tools there. Alright. Alright, so we're starting to stockpile food, which is good. I have a feeling we're not going to find any mushrooms now. So I may have to... So this is our hazelnut production. I have to keep an eye on the mushrooms and see if we're still collecting mushrooms I mean, just because there's snow on the ground, it's still fall, so we might still be collecting. Yeah, they're still getting mushrooms, so that's good. I'm really curious what the winter... I don't know if it's going to be the hazelnuts, because we've got a hazelnut production place as well. So that might be what we go after in the winter. How is she doing? Okay, she's not feeling sick anymore. Fantastic. So I think everybody, he's not feeling well. Why aren't you feeling well? Eat something. Hey buddy, lay down. You don't need to go out there. Go ahead, lay down. My poor puppy. He's getting so old. Okay, good. He's eating. Alright, so they just need to eat when they're not feeling so great. Just keep eating. Go ahead, bud. You can get in your bed. He just doesn't. I don't think he's comfortable anywhere anymore. Ah, my ear itches like crazy. Where are you trying to go, bud? That doesn't look comfortable. Poor guy. Come on, lay down right there. Lay down. Come on, lay down. There you go. Get his blanket, see if he'll keep that on him. There, see if that helps, buddy. There you go. Let's see if that helps him. Alright, we're just going to keep pushing this on through the winter. I really want to see what we get in the coming year with this game. Oh, excuse me. It's getting late. Really stocking up on the dried fish and the mushrooms, so we're doing really well on food. And we're rolling into November, so won't be long before we're into the new year. What else can we build? Is there anything else that we can build? So a pit is for what? A hole dug in the ground to provide pretty good storage for vegetal food. Sure, let's build a pit because we really don't have anything else for these folks to do right now. And what else can we build? So we're building a pit. I don't really need to build any shelters. We're already good there. Got 2 dryers. Don't need a fireplace. We can start building defenses. So we got 2 different types of fences. Palisades and then stone walls. But I don't really need anything like that right now. What else we got? We got a men here, and then we've got all that built. So we're pretty well built up on everything. So the pit's created. What can we do with this pit? What can we tell them to do with it? Ah, okay, so we can store more food in it. So, hold on. So those baskets are not full yet. So that's really all that is another storage system for food. Well, we're already using that for dried fish. We're already using that for regular fish. But that old lady's still not feeling well. There's plenty of food for you to eat. Eat something. Alright, so we're coming up on winter here. And I still don't know. Boy, we got a lot of mushrooms, don't we? And a lot of dried fish. Nobody should be starving. Nobody. Sorry, I keep itching my ear. It's just driving me nuts. It's dry as hell in there. Dry in the house. Dry skin anyway. And there's not really much going on here. 35 minutes on the stream. I was hoping more would happen, or we'd see more interesting aspects of the game, But I have a feeling this is going to have to be something that I'm going to build up until something changes. And then maybe bring on. I wish I could advance time even faster. But I guess that would maybe cause problems. I don't really want to build any fencing yet because I don't know, like my village may grow suddenly. About to get into winter. That's where I think we may struggle with food. Now, if I can't stream Cyberpunk because of one reason or another, because it won't minimize or I have trouble with it running with OBS at the same time, I'll probably go to streaming some Division 2, go back to that. Working on that 7 Days to Die show idea, so I may do that. The house needs a little fixing up. Somebody needs to get on it. All the houses need a little fixing up. So your stuff does deteriorate too, so your people will need to use resources to restore, refurbish, rebuild you know, your structures, your houses and whatnot. Oh, it's gonna be cold tomorrow. Not looking forward to that. Just hoping it'd be nice tomorrow. Oh, we had another lady just age out. How are they aging? Are they gonna have? Well, this chick is 50 and has not turned gray yet. Huh. I don't know how it determines who's going to look old and who's not, but my tribe is quite old, actually. I mean, we're talking this 49, 47, 53, 50, 50, 50. All the adults, or most of the adults, are in their late 40s, early 50s. And they seem to be aging faster than the year calendar, because that lady on the bottom was not 51 just a season ago. So I wonder if a year is I'm gonna have to keep track of her because she's 51. Now I'm pretty sure she was 50 last season. Boy, they are, excuse me, like a eyelash hair in my mouth or something. We're going to set the pit up to be storage as well for mushrooms, because we're getting stocked up on the mushrooms. Which is good, because we're about to hit winter, and I have a feeling we're going to need all that food. But the temperature really drops at night now. December, autumn. Well, I guess it's still technically autumn halfway through December. She's still 51. Got these peanut M&Ms sitting over here for Christmas. They won't go very well with my brandy though, but I'm really wanting to break into them. Alright, well, nothing exciting's happening. I hope it was. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut the stream. I'm not going to have you guys just sit here and watch me watch them do things. Not very exciting. I'll figure out what's going on with Cyberpunk, see if I can get that stream in, and if not, I'll bring you some different content tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me if you're watching the live stream. If you're watching the recording, sorry it's so short. But check this game out. I will probably bring you more once I get further into the game maybe and see some different things. But other than that, I think we're going to go ahead and cut it here. Pause it. You guys have a great night. I will see you tomorrow. Take it easy. Much love. Ooh.